Hello, everybody. As you can see from the look of my space, it's a little bit cluttered and I'm poor. I'm doing this video not to complain, but to tell you that it's hard being poor. I was born poor and I'm still poor. The best way to get out of poorness is to go to school, get an education. I'm an older woman now trying to get my associate's degree, and it has not been going well. Um, I have a learning disability, and it's really bad with math. Like, I have bad math dyscalculia, and right now it takes me like sometimes like 5 hours just to work on one math question. It's always been like this since I was born because it's so funny. I'm taking abnormal psychology this semester, and I'm seeing so much stuff in abnormal psychology that relates to me. And normal psychology is really good, very interesting. And they were saying that if a kid has a learning disability, it has to do with like the family upbringing, like if the family's alcoholics, or if learning disability runs in a family, which it does, because my mom, they know how to read and all right. But she was good with money. I was bad on both. They know how to read until when I was 12, and then I'm still having issues with money. I ain't even know how to count and what have you. And like they said in abnormal psychology, most people with learning disabilities, they can't hold a job, which is me. They poor and what have you. So that's me right there, and what have you. And then too, I come from a family of alcoholics. My grandmother was an alcoholic. My step grandfather was an alcoholic. And my grandmother told me that my mom, her and some friends was hanging out, meaning my mother was hanging out with some friends. Cause my mother was a young mother. She thinks she had her first child at 18, and she had me by 20. So anyway, my mother was hanging out with some friends. One of them name was Dolores, and they was drinking. And my grandmother said I was like a few months. I can't remember how many months I was. And she said that they give me alcohol to drink, and that played a part. And alcohol plays a part in learning disabilities and also other issues. So, that fucked up my life right there because I'm not good at anything. I'm not good, and if I've had bad luck and everything, I've suffered from my learning disability, and I'm still suffering, you know, um, and whatnot. And let me tell you, being poor is hell. You hear me? I remember last year, my bank account, because being in school is expensive, and I'm on a fixed income, you know. I get government help, and that money's once a month. That's it's not a lot of money. And I remember last year my bank account was overdrawn twice. And once my money hit the bank took that money, and my bank account is about to go overdrawn again. The story of my life and what have you. So, um, I've tried to find a job, but that's gonna be hard. I'm older. I've been out the job market for like a long time, like decades, and what have you. So, but I don't know if I'm ever gonna get my degree. I mean, it's already not. I'm trying my best, but it's not going well. And this semester's tough because I'm taking two hard classes. I'm taking like statistics and normal psychology, and both classes is kicking my ass. And my GP is real low, and I was on academic probation, and every semester I gotta file a SAP appeal. And if I fail both of these classes, then the the school might kick me out, and there goes my dreams ever getting a college degree. You know, I don't mean to like mourn and cry, nothing like that, but it's kind of like depressing and sad, to have to live like this. You know, if you was born into a family, I know some people say not all families is perfect, but mine is fucked up. I don't like my family. I wish I was born into another family. I really did. And I wish I was born to another mother. And I don't know who my dad is because my grandmother told me my mom was was in a relationship with a married man, and she tried to tell her that he's married, and so she got pregnant, and from what I understand, he said I was not his, so and what have you. This was years ago before DNA testing, so I'm an old woman, so it's like, so anyway, but I do envy people that come from decent families. I know some people gonna come on here and be like, but, don't come on here, but me, okay? Don't do that. So it's just that some people, just admit it. Some people are better than others, and that's what I like about Bill Maher. Bill Maher, the comedian, he said that we have to admit some people is bad and some people is better. And some families are better than others, and some people are lucky. I wish I was born into a better family, and then I would have had better opportunities, and whatnot, and maybe my life won't be this hard. Where I'm always broke, never have a dime. I don't celebrate my birthday, cause I never have any money. So how am I gonna celebrate? I do not celebrate birthdays. I do not tell anybody when it's my birthday. I do not, and what have you. So I don't do that. So I hate birthdays. I really do. Um, but I just wish I had another life than what I have, and what have you. But this is the life that I have, and I have to deal with it. I don't like it, but I deal with it somehow, and what have you. But I think the best thing is to go to school to try to make it better. If you don't have a learning disability, just go to school, and what have you. Try to get that degree, make a better life, or if you born with luck and you successful, good for you, you know. You know, I always look at other girls, that they born into a good family and they in sports or they do, they successful, and that's not me, and I was like this since I was young. From the time I was young, I always look at other people that was more successful than me, and I wish I was like that, but I grew up without no money. This is the story of my life. Always broke, and like they said, poorness runs in the family, um, and whatnot. So, um, I just wish I was someone else, you know, and what have you. That's what I just wished I was someone else, that, I feel envious when I see people that more successful than me and have more opportunities than me. I be like, what lucky bitch, you know, and they making money moves and they building generational wealth and what have you. Good for them, good for them. At least their kids will be settled. I didn't have no kids, and I'm glad I didn't because I probably wouldn't be able to provide for them. And plus, learning disabilities run a family, so my mom had the learning disability and then me, and it's like I'm not trying to pass that on, so that's why I deliberately not had any kids because I did not want to leave any parts of me in this world. But going back to people who are successful and making money moves and what have you, and I'm like, oh, I wish that was me, and what have you. People that could, I not for nothing. Could you hold a minute, please? Okay. Hello. right, thanks. So that was my phone ringing. Sorry about that. Okay, so what was I saying? I got disrupted. You see what learning disability does to your brain? That like I'm getting dementia or some shit. Yeah, yeah, not for nothing. I see videos on here where people criticize people for buying stuff and overbuying stuff. But yeah, you making a video and you making money, okay, off of what those people is buying. But anyway, and I'm sure you could buy the same things that those people is buying. My thing is this: if people got money and they could afford to buy, let them buy. You could be jealous all you want, but that's not gonna stop people from buying stuff. Shoot, like somebody made a video about people um buying Apple products, every Apple product. Well, they got the money. Good for them. They're blessed. I can't afford no Apple products. I got an iPad, an old ass iPad from my school. Because I returned to school after the pandemic, and what happened, they was handing students like these old beat up um, laptops and iPad, and you had a choice. You couldn't get both. So they said to me, because I have a laptop, but it's old. I haven't turned it on in a year. Probably don't even work. I bought it in 2017, and before I stopped using it, the battery was draining real fast. So I don't have the money to go and buy a new laptop because it's a lot of money. And what happened? So the school said, "Well, do you want the laptop or the iPad?" And I took the iPad. I never had an iPad before. When I got this iPad, I got home. The battery was drained. It took forever. It took hours to charge and what have you. And the battery don't last that long. But at least I'm glad I have it, because I cannot afford to buy an iPad like those people in the videos where they were blessed to have the resources to go and buy an Apple Watch, an Apple iPad, Apple headphones, Apple phones. Good for you. Am I a little bit jealous? Yes, I am. Am I a little bit envious? Yes, I am. Do I get angry sometimes? Yes, because I'm like, dang, where would I ever get to a point in life where I could afford stuff? So it's like, if those people have it, spend it, and what have you. And then you got people making videos criticizing these people by bet, and they getting 3-digit views. And I'm sure you could go and buy the same thing that you criticizing these people about when you get your YouTube check. Okay? But anyway, um, I'm like, dang, I wish I could go to the Apple store and get me a phone and everything. I don't have that. I know people say once I get my degree, I should be able to get a job, and maybe one day I'll be able to afford those things. But for now, I can't. And it is what it is. And whatnot. So I don't know. Life is not fair, and some of us get a shitty hand, and some people get a good hand. The thing is to how to live with that hand. That is not so nice, and it's not easy. But it is what it is. But okay, that's enough for looking at my messy place. Sorry for the interruption. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.